I'm sorry for the inconveniences.
Please, officer, this is a mistake.
The scariest part wasn't the bleach on the flowers, the slashed tires, or the hateful note. It was the whisper the neighbor heard on a quiet Tuesday night, soft, hateful, and confident. "We'll make them wish they never came here." He didn't know it yet, but that whisper would be the same thing that destroyed the entire HOA board. Welcome to Untold Voices. Stick around, like this video, and tell us where you're watching from. These stories travel farther than people think. Meet the Robinsons, a simple, hard-working black family who wanted nothing more than a safe and peaceful place to live. Marcus worked long hours at a logistics company. His wife, Danielle, was a nurse who hardly had a day off. Their 10-year-old son, Jaden, was polite, quiet, and always waved at the neighbors. They saved for years to buy a home in Willow Ridge, the richest neighborhood for miles. They didn't show off. They didn't brag. They didn't cause trouble. They just wanted a place where their son could ride his bike without fear, a home where they could breathe. What they didn't know was that one person had already decided they didn't belong. Linda Pierce, HOA president, self-appointed queen of Willow Ridge. A woman who thought rules were weapons. She had a sharp tongue, a stiff posture, and a smile that never reached her eyes. People said she cared about the neighborhood, but everyone knew she cared about control. She chose who was welcome. She decided who was a problem. She picked her targets carefully, and when she saw the Robinsons move in, her smile tightened, her voice changed, her eyes narrowed. She made her decision the moment she saw the color of their skin. The Robinsons didn't even finish unpacking before the harassment started. Day 1. Your moving truck is blocking visibility. A warning letter. No one had ever received one for a moving truck. Day 2. Your grass is 2 inches over the limit. It wasn't. Day 3. Trash bin placed at an incorrect angle. No one knew what that even meant. The neighbor, his name was Michael, saw everything. He didn't want to get involved, but he couldn't ignore what he saw. The Robinsons tried their best to be perfect, but the letters kept coming. Then came the stairs. Linda and her board members began walking past the Robinsons' home slowly, lingering, whispering, taking photos, and holding clipboards like they were preparing for war. At night, they would stand near the sidewalk, looking at the house as if checking for violations. Michael watched from behind his blinds and felt sick. The family didn't deserve this. He knew it. Everyone knew it. But no one said a word. Then things escalated. One morning, the Robinsons woke up to find their garden destroyed. Bleach poured across every flower bed. The HOA blamed soil problems. Another night, someone knocked on their windows at midnight and ran off. The HOA blamed wildlife. But the worst part was the note, a piece of paper shoved under their door. "Leave. You don't belong here." Michael saw Danielle cry that night. He saw Marcus pacing the driveway, hands shaking. He saw Jaden standing behind them, scared and confused. And that was also the night Michael recognized something frightening. The handwriting on the hateful note looked exactly like the handwriting on every HOA letter Linda had ever sent. Michael wasn't brave. He wasn't loud. He wasn't the type to fight. But he had something the HOA didn't know about. A security camera. A clean, clear camera with night vision and audio. And one night, at exactly 2:17 a.m., it caught everything. Linda's husband crouched beside the Robinsons' car, a knife in his hand, slashing each tire quietly and carefully, looking around, checking the street, then running back home. For the first time, Michael had proof. Real proof. He watched the video 10 times. His heart raced. His hands were sweaty. He knew what this meant, and he knew the risks. Linda controlled everything. The HOA controlled everything. People who went against them didn't last long. But he couldn't stay silent anymore. The Robinsons deserved someone on their side. Michael emailed the footage anonymously to the police. Then he sat at home waiting, terrified of what would happen. But nothing happened. The police visited, took notes, watched the video, and left. The next morning, the Robinsons packed up their house quietly. By sunrise, they were gone. No wave, no goodbye. Just fear and exhaustion trailing behind them. Michael stood at his window and felt guilt punch him in the chest. Did he do too little? Did he do it too late? He didn't know, but karma wasn't done. Not even close. A week later, Michael saw Linda at the mailbox. She looked victorious. "A new family is coming to see that house," she said. "People who'll fit better." Michael said nothing. He felt sick. He felt angry. He felt helpless. But karma decided it was time. That night, close to midnight, sirens filled the street. Red and blue lights flashed across every house. Michael stepped outside and saw police everywhere. Officers were surrounding Linda's home. Her husband was already in handcuffs, sitting on the lawn in his pajamas. Linda was yelling, crying, denying everything. "Ma'am," an officer said, "we received an anonymous complaint with video evidence. Multiple acts of harassment, property damage, intimidation. We traced the videos to your property." Linda's face went pale. Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. The officer continued, "We know about the slashed tires. We know about the letters. We know what was done to that family." Neighbors started gathering. Phones came out. People whispered. Another officer stepped forward. "Effective immediately, you are removed from the HOA board pending further investigation." Linda looked around wildly, like she was searching for someone to blame. But the truth was simple. She had destroyed herself. The police car doors slammed shut. Her husband was driven away. Linda stood alone on her lawn, crying into her hands. And Michael knew. That whisper he heard, that tiny whisper in the dark, was the same whisper that ruined her life. The next morning, Willow Ridge felt different, quieter, lighter, less controlled. Some neighbors pretended they always knew something was wrong. Some acted shocked, others avoided the topic completely. But Michael remembered the Robinsons. He remembered their kindness, their hope, their fear. And he knew one thing for sure. When hatred guides your actions, eventually it comes home to you. And sometimes the same rules you use to hurt others are the rules that destroy you. If you made it this far, tell us where you're watching from. Hit that like button and subscribe for more untold stories just like this one. Stories people try to hide, but we bring into the light.